everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of the Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 12, Episode 13, Don't Rock the Boat. Okay, we start off with everybody getting ready for the big Balls Voyage party, and I guess Doug has always dreamed of having a big party on a yacht for when he gets a vasectomy. I don't know. Ever since he was a little boy, I'm not sure how long this has been Doug's dream, but apparently Doug always wanted to party on a boat, so that's what's happening. And I thought it was their boat, but apparently not, because we see the photo spread of the yacht in Nobleman magazine. They've become friends with the people that own the yacht since doing that article. And, they asked them if they could borrow it, I guess. Okay, so Peggy and Deco are getting ready, and Deco's like, "Hey, babe, should I wear these boat shoes?" And they're Louboutins. And Peggy's like, "What is with these shoes? The only reason people wear lubes is to show that they are wearing lubes." Well, okay. That may be true, but it's a little hard to take advice about toning it down from a woman who drives around in a Cruella de Vil car. Just saying. Oh, and not that it even matters what Deco puts on his feet, because everyone's got to take their shoes off before they get on the boat. Which I kind of find hilarious because, they're all dressed to the nines, and then there's this stupid little sign, "Please remove your shoes." We get to see everybody arriving, and when Shannon and David arrive and they're walking up to the boat, Lydia says to Doug, "Oh, there's Shannon, we should greet her, even though I don't want to with every fiber of my being." Yes, because you are such a good Christian woman. Oh, why can't everybody be as nice as you and invite everybody to a party? Maybe it's just better to be honest. If you don't like somebody, don't invite them. At least you're not a phony. At one point, the husbands are out on the outside deck of the boat, and they're talking about Doug's balls. Of course, why not? That's what the party's for. So Deco says something to him, and he said, "Oh, what about you?" Doug puts it back to him, and he said, "Yeah, actually, we are going through figuring out what we're going to do, because Peggy's always been on the pill, but now we find out that that's not good for somebody who's been through cancer." And David's eyes light up, and he goes, "So did you say your wife has cancer? That's not good." "No, David, that's not good." Great observation. So Deco actually explains for the first time in a way that I understood what was going on with Peggy. BRCA test came back negative, but they do a biopsy anyway, just to be sure. So they remove a section to biopsy, and they removed 25 millimeters of tissue. Within that 25 millimeters, they found 3 millimeters of cancerous cells. So Peggy made the decision to have the double mastectomy. Okay, I get it now. I think Peggy made it worse by being secretive or by not explaining it right, just being really cagey about the whole thing. She didn't have to do that. So Lydia makes a toast, and everybody raises a glass to Doug's balls. Flash forward to the next day when Lydia and Doug are at the doctor's office, and he's a little nervous, and then the doctor comes out and he says he's ready. And Lydia has to say a prayer over Doug. Could you not have done this before the doctor was all ready to go? I feel like my doctor would be like, gotta go. So anyway, the doctor's standing there, and part of her prayer is that God gives the doctors steady hands. And the doctor starts laughing. He goes, "Oh, okay." Meanwhile, we have Vicky and Kelly going to get colonics. No thank you, and not the best place you've ever filmed, Bravo. Ew. Oh, and also, Vicky brings her medical records. Yep. She did have influenza B, people. Poor Vicky. I don't think that woman's ever going to go anywhere without keeping a full and complete chart of her medical history. Back to Lydia in the waiting room, and she calls her mom and she says, "Mom, I'm like feeling lightheaded. I'm really nervous about this." And her mom goes, "Oh, okay, all right, honey. Well, put your head down between your knees." And then she's like, and I don't even know what else she said. And Lydia's like, "You suck at this." Nice thing to say to your mom who's actually trying to help. Okay, so then the doctor comes out and he tells her that Doug's ready to see her and everything went well. And Lydia's like, "Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. It went good. Because, I mean, he does have a beautiful package." And the doctor's like, "What? Please tell me, is this the way Jesus wants you to talk and behave? Tell your mother she sucks at comforting you, and then joke around to a doctor about your husband's genitals? Really, Lydia?" Flipping back to the colonics, Kelly looks absolutely horrified by what's coming out of Vicky. And Vicky asks the technician, "Is this where my colon is up here?" First of all, I think she means her intestines, or maybe. I don't know. She asks, "Is this where my colon is?" The worst part, though, is that the technician said, I'm not sure. I think it's down here." Well, let me just stop you right there. Shouldn't somebody here know where my colon is? If I'm here getting a colonic and you do this for a living, you don't know where my colon is? Somebody should know. That's all I'm saying. Somebody in that room where a colonic is taking place should know the human anatomy. I feel very strongly about that. Okay, now we have an Easter montage. And at Peggy's house, of course they're in the kitchen again because that's where they always film at Peggy's. And she's making some traditional Armenian something or other, cookies I think this time. And she decides to tell her children how angry she is with David Bador for interrogating Deco about her cancer. Why is she telling her children this? Ladies, do whatever crazy thing you want to do on this show, but don't involve your children. She's pretty mad because she thinks that David was asking the questions not out of concern, but in an interrogating way. Yeah, you're not wrong, Peggy. Because David saw an opportunity to please Shannon, and he ran with it. You know that guy, as soon as they left that party and got in the car on the way home, he spilled everything. Because, I mean, let's be honest. There isn't much David can do that would please Shannon, except find some dirt about Peggy and her cancer. So then we're at Lydia's house and they're coloring Easter eggs with the kids and her mom is there. And her mom may or may not be high. I don't think that was completely determined. But Doug, Dad of the Year, starts telling these boys, "Did you know that there's a Lydia in the Bible?" I don't even think any of the boys answered. Guess what, Doug? They don't care. Why would they? Then he says there's no Doug in the Bible. Which I don't know why that strikes me as so funny, but a Doug. There's no Doug in the Bible. Oh gosh. Well, anyway, this fabulous story continues. And I promise you, those boys don't care. Do not care. They're coloring Easter eggs. They're eating cookies. They're looking for chocolate. I don't know what they're doing. But the oldest is 7. Do you think he cares if there's a Lydia in the Bible? The story goes on that the Lydia in the Bible, that she sold clothes made of purple. I'm sorry, what? Made of purple? If this really is in the Bible like that, please leave a comment down below because I don't know my Bible. But I don't know what that means. Made of purple. As if purple were a fabric or anything that you could make clothing out of. I mean, it's a color. She could have made purple clothes, but not made clothes out of purple. I don't know. Semantics, I suppose. Maybe that's what he meant. But Lydia's response to that is, that's why I like clothes so much. Yeah. Then her mom, who's a little bit like trippy, as I said, goes off on a little bit of a tangent. She starts to say that, oh, you're something. She's talking about your chakras, and like purple is the highest chakra. And Lydia, shut that down. Mom's mid-sentence, Lydia tells her, talk about Jesus. You are a kind and gentle woman, Lydia. We just moved from one happy family gathering to another because now we go to the Bedores. And Shannon's mom has joined them, and they're all sitting down to have dinner. And they're talking about the eldest daughter learning how to drive. And Shannon is remembering a story of when she learned how to drive and she was pulling into, pulling the car into the garage, and she hit this antique light fixture and it crashed all over the car. David, whatever points you won earlier by telling her the story about Peggy's cancer, wah, 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 wah. David's reply was, well, that's what happens when you don't take the silver spoon out of your mouth. Oh my God, the poor girls. The daughters had looks on their faces like, oh God, kill me now. Here we go again. And by the way, David, get those girls into therapy today. Don't delay. Do not wait until they become serial killers. Just get them in right now and explain what an idiot you are. I cheated on my wife. She's trying desperately to forgive me for that, but she's not doing a very good job of it. And then I keep sticking my foot in my mouth. So please help my children now. Shannon's reply, of course, is, well, that's not very nice. David, just kidding, dear. Then he says something like, I thought one of your friends said that you had a silver spoon in your mouth. Well, I think Stella, one of the girls said, Dad, we get it. Stop. Oh, David. You have a lot of work to do, my friend. So the last scene takes place at the gym. Tamara's there and Lydia shows up, and Two-Faced Tamara is at it again. Tamara this season has this thing where she's the good Christian who, after the fact, will say, oh, I'm sorry I didn't stick up for you. Or she just did this with Peggy earlier when they were on the boat. She said she felt really bad, that she felt like she was being ganged up on at the dinner. That's the dinner when Kelly said, didn't you go to UCLA? No, she wasn't being ganged up on. That was just Kelly calling Peggy out. None of the other women were ganging up on Peggy. So I don't know what Tamara's talking about. But Tamara says to Peggy, I felt really bad and I should have stood up for you. Yet, I promise you, the next time Tamara is alone with Kelly, they'll be laughing about it. So this is like how Tamara operates now. So now that Shannon's not in the room, Tamara starts telling Lydia, Vicky and I used to be really good friends. I don't know if I can ever get it back again. But then her phone rings and it's Vicky asking her, let's just confirm, can you meet me today for coffee? And she agrees that after she works out, she can go meet her. Then she hangs up and she's like, banging her head on the ground. What did I just do? And she tells the confession camp that she can talk to Lydia about this because Lydia is her sister in Christ. Yep, that's right. You two are the most Christ-like girls on the show. Anyway, she's like, oh, what did I just agree to? And Lydia says, I knew this would happen. I'm a powerful prayer warrior. No, you're not. You meddle in other people's business. You think you're a friendship whisperer. You are not. You stir the pot and you behave in a way that I can only imagine would not be approved of by most Christians. That's how you're coming off this season. Just so you know, Lydia, just so you know. Now, I'm not saying you're not good TV, but there's a difference between being good TV and a good Christian. Like a big difference. Okay, that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Please leave me a comment. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked this. And please come back right here every Monday at 1 p.m. Central Time for the next recap of the Real Housewives of Orange County. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.